my name is Emily. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video and I am so excited and terrified, and I'm sorry if this is terrible. And so yeah, we're just gonna be doing a makeup look today. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'm just gonna roll with the flow. I'll be using my absolute to die for favorite palettes, and they are the Juvia palettes. First off, we're gonna start with moisturizer. I'm gonna be using the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. I like this one because it dries off a little tacky, and so it's a good primer for your face as well. Next up, I'm gonna start with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, which is just a smoothing primer. So I like to put this in my T-zone where I have larger pores. You know, it really helps minimize any blemishes. And so you're just gonna buff that in. Make sure it really gets in there. As we're doing this, I just wanted to get into a little bit about myself, since this is my first YouTube video and it might be your first time ever seeing me. I am a makeup artist and I have a lot of questions and people asking for tutorials all the time, and you know, coming to me just for advice on how to do their makeup. So I wanted to start doing YouTube videos to help share my experience and any tips and tricks that I can help you guys with. What am I doing next? Okay, now we're gonna move on to foundation. I'm gonna be using my Lancome 24-hour makeup. I love this foundation. It is to die for. I like that it doesn't get stuck on like any dry patches that I have, because I do have very dry skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this with a damp beauty blender. Clean beauty blenders just soak up everything you put on it and it doesn't go on my face. Oh, sorry. So you just want to make sure that you apply an even coat everywhere and drag it down to your neck so that it just really blends into the rest of your body and you don't look like a floating head. Okay, so I think I've got everything. I like to go over my eyelids anyways, drag it down into my hairline without like getting actual like product in my hair. So that's done. Next step, I'm gonna be doing concealer, and the one that I'm using is Cover FX Cream Concealer in the shade P Light, which is a pink undertone. So I'm just gonna get a tiny little bit because I really don't need a lot of this. And I'm gonna just dab it on where I want with my finger. Around my nose, cover any redness, on my forehead. And anywhere you want to brighten up, you can use this too. I'm gonna be taking my mini beauty blender and just blending that out. Hi, Dad. No problem. And I'm back. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Color Corrector, which is the under eye corrector. I swear by this product. I love it. I use it on all of my clients. It is my favorite thing ever. Am I? No. I'm gonna focus. Okay. I'm gonna be just taking it actually with my finger, and this is in the shade Light Medium. And I'm just gonna apply it under my eye where that darkness, that purpley really shows through. And I'm just gonna kind of just pack it in there with my finger. Glowing. I really like that light highlight under my eyes. And this does it. I'll also just spread that over my lid. Get rid of any darkness because I don't know what sleeping is. And I'm gonna take my beauty blender again, the little one, and just go in and blend that out. We have a special guest on the show today. No, don't lick my face. This is Pancho. He smells so terrible. You're gonna get me all the views. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and do a cream contour. I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. I'm just gonna go ahead and straight with this applicator and go on the sides of the cheeks, over my forehead, the jawline, because we don't need no double chins, and just a little bit on the sides of my nose. This isn't coming out. There we go. And just go ahead and just blend it upwards. And that's really going to create the carved out cheekbone look that everybody wants. You want to drag this up to your ear so it gives you that chiseled jawline. And this again, you want to blend into the nose, towards the center not down. It's just going to give you the appearance of a wider nose. Now we're going to go ahead and go into powders. So I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Again, I love this. I'm going to take a beauty blender. It can be dry or damp for powders. I actually sometimes prefer that it's dry because with powders it can get clumpy if you wet them. So I like using a dry beauty blender. And I'm just going to take these two shades here, the lighter pink and the yellow in the middle. And I'm just going to go in under my eye. Make sure there's no creases in your concealer under your eyes, because if powder, you set it, it's not going to go away. You just want to go ahead and it just brightens up your under eye and sets your concealer and you look like you slept. I'm also going to set the middle of my forehead. You can go ahead and set everywhere if you have oily skin, especially your forehead. I know that's where a lot of makeup tends to break up, but since I do have very dry skin and my forehead's very dry, if I put powder, it's just going to turn into like a nasty, crinkly mess, and it's not cute. So I just more set a little bit my T-zone a lot here under my eyes and under my cheeks, well, on my cheeks, and down the bridge of my nose, and that's the only place where I'm going to set the powder. Fluffy brush and blend it out a bit. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go in with my favorite bronzer, which is the Hoola by Benefit. I'm going to take just another fluffy brush and dip it in there, tap off the excess, and just again go along where you contoured with cream the first time. Now if you want to go for a little bit more of a defined look, which I do right now, I like taking a fluffy brush a little bit smaller though and going into this Kat Von D palette, and just, I like mixing all of them. Just get a little bit of everything, tap it off, and just keep it tight. Don't rub it all over your face so much, but try to just keep it more defined where you really want that darkness to show. Just take the same brush and, you know, just blend everything out a little bit more. Now if you do want to go for that really chiseled look, something that I can recommend is take Beauty Blender, same one that you use for under your eyes, and you take the same powders. And what you want to do is go under your contour. So you want to follow your jawline, basically from the middle of your ear to your mouth. And so this is just really going to carve out any contour you did. And you can just let that sit for a minute so that it really just creates that contrast between. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually just fill in my brows. I have my brow pencil. It is it's just a Sephora crayon in chocolate brown. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. Now I'm going to take my spoolie brush and just brush them through. All I did was fill it in with the crayon. So now that my eyebrows are done, I just want to go ahead and brush off this little bake that I had going. And as you can see, it just really left that defined jawline look. I'm going to take my blush, which is the Tarte in Party. And it's spelled with 3 A's. That's why I said it that way. My fluffy brush, dip it in there a couple times. And a tip that helps a lot of people, you know, figure out where to put blush really is you just smile. You see the rounds of your cheeks right here, the apples, and you just want to apply it there and blend it upwards towards your hairline. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. And I don't know what eye look I'm doing yet, but it is coming out of here for sure. Next up, we're going to start with my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and go into the Nubian by Julia. And this one's just all neutrals. It'll focus on there. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and get a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to go ahead and go into this light neutral color here as just a base for my eyeshadow. And what you want to do is you just spread that everywhere. You want to go from your lid all the way up to your brows. And what this does is it really helps the transitions of your eyeshadow and the blending, because if you think about it, you're putting a powder on top of a liquid. It's going to stick right where you put it no matter what. But if you put this base color that sticks to the liquid and then you put other powders on top, they'll show up, but they'll blend more seamlessly. And so that's the key to blending right there. And now I need to figure out what I want to do. First, I want to go back into this neutral palette and take this darker, a little bit darker brown. And I just want to start darkening up the corner of my eye and my crease and blending that upwards. So when I first started doing makeup, I had no idea what I was doing. The only thing that I ever was mediocrely good at was eyeshadow. I could blend eyeshadow, I don't know how, I can't explain why. I couldn't do anything, I couldn't do foundation, I couldn't contour, nothing. That's what kind of sparked my interest in the field, was that it's like, oh, okay, I'm actually kind of good at this. You know, I didn't even know you had to wet a beauty blender. My friend had to teach me that because she was like, oh, do my makeup. And so I started and I was like, this isn't working. So yeah, apparently she told me I had to wet it first. That was a new thing. So yes, always dampen your beauty blenders. Okay, so now that I got that color down, I just kind of brought it up from my crease. I want to take now this dark shade, this really dark brown, and it's just, these are all matte shadows. You don't want to put shimmer in your crease because it just doesn't look right. So this I want to just apply very tightly in the corner of my eye and in the crease of my lid. I don't want to bring this up too much because it's going to darken my eye. Okay, so we just want to blend this. And I've been using the same brush. I don't know if it's a bad habit necessarily, but I just use the same brush for like all of my matte shadows. I think it helps create the transition because there's a little bit of the last powder, so it blends in nicely with the other one. I don't know, that's just me. Now if I'm going from matte to shimmers, that's when you really want to change brushes, especially if you're packing on a shimmer color. You do not do it with a blending brush because it won't create that really intense look that you want. So now that I've brought you in closer, you can see kind of just what I've done. You know, right now, you can actually stop at this, and it's a nice brown smoky eye, not too much, but I never stop at that. I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right into this green and see where it takes us. I'm gonna apply it to the center of my eye, not so much on the inner corner, because that's where I want to keep it lighter. So I'm just gonna put this right in the center, and just, that pigment, it's beautiful. So I'm just trying to keep this on my lid, don't really blend it into my crease. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just gonna bring it all the way out to the outer corner. So I put it all over my lid except on the inner corner because I want to go in with maybe like a lighter yellow or something like that to brighten up my eyes, not make everything so dark. Okay, so now that that's there, you can see how pretty that green is. We're gonna go in with this super beautiful, if my camera will focus, you can see bright yellow, like yellow thick gold. Okay, and the name of this one's called Would-A-Be, and this one's in the Saharan by Juvia. I'm gonna get another flat brush, and I'm going to pick up this beautiful gold color. And we're going to apply it on the inner corner. And again, this pigment is just gorgeous on all of these. So I'm just going to pack it on my inner corner, you know, kind of just blending it into the green. I'm just going to go back in with my fluffy blending brush and try not to touch these shadows. Just go right over these shimmers and just blend a little bit more. Oh, I actually kind of want to darken the outer corner a little bit more. It's not focused at all. No. There we go. Hi. Take the color Chat, which is just a very nice matte black. Okay. And I'm going to go in with this little fluffy blending brush and just hit right in the corner. You know, I don't want to get rid of that beautiful emerald color, but I just want to give it a little bit more dimension. I'm actually really liking how this is coming out. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep blending that black because black, you definitely, if you think you might need a blend, blend. Even if you don't think you need a blend, blend. Just always blend. Blending is key to eyeshadow, any color, doesn't matter how light, how dark. You always, always, always want to get in there and blend it. Now I want to take this small angled brush and I want to go in with a dark brown. There's no saving it. What are you doing? This is Sarah. She's trying to do her makeup in the background, but she's really just... I'm going to take this dark brown, which is I used on my top lid earlier, and I just want to dip this brush into it, brush off the excess, and just smoke out my lower lash. And you want to start on the outside because that's what the most focus. So I just want to take this and just very tightly under my lash line. You don't have to do this. I know a lot of people are very uncomfortable with their lower lash line, but I like the effect that it gives. It just gives a little bit more drama. Oh, ha! I wasn't supposed to touch there. Oh, that was in my eye. Don't do that, guys. Don't be afraid to try something new, you know, to go with a look that you've never done before, that you don't think that you can do. Makeup comes off. If you mess something up, you just wipe it off. I know a lot of people, they won't do eyeliner or, you know, dramatic eyeshadow looks because they don't think that they can. They don't think they can pull it off. I didn't know how to pull any of this off when I started. So, you know, the only way to get creative and get into makeup and be expressive is to get out of your comfort zone. Do some things that you don't know how to do. That's how I learned. I messed up a lot. I could not do a winged eyeliner for my entire life. And, you know, now I do it on other people. Practice makes perfect. You have to be able to just go ahead and dive in. It's reversible. You don't have to go out like that. Just practice in your home. Take a couple minutes and try a winged eyeliner for the first time. That's what I did, and I made it a career. I want to go in and make this more dramatic. Okay, this one's just a Sephora brand matte black waterproof retractable eyeliner, and I love it. It's perfect. It is waterproof, so it'll stay in your waterline and it won't smudge and be running down and look like you just got broken up with. It intensifies any eye look a lot. So I'm gonna just put this in here. And now I want to highlight my inner corners because I love doing that. And under my brow bone. This really like white shimmer shade. And I'm just going to take another flat brush and just dip right into that and go right under my brow bone. Again, take your blending brush. Blend those eyeshadows together so you don't have any harsh lines. Okay, and I'm going to take that and go right in my inner corner as well. We might just have an intro. There you go. Advil ad. Sponsor me. So I'm going to take, this one's actually... So.
Where's the Advil, love? Give it to me.
I'm going to go in with my NYX Epic Ink Liner. Way too good at goodbyes. It's a little dramatic. Now I gotta make the other side just as dramatic. Like, you can mess up. I just spent 10 minutes on my eyeliner. So now we're just gonna add mascara on top of that. I'm gonna be using the Tarte, the name wore off. Before I started really getting into makeup, I did not at all think that mascara mattered. I figured all of them are the same. It's like, yeah, they have these different brushes, but they all just coat your lashes. No. Okay, now we're gonna do bottom lashes. And especially when you do use shimmer shadows, you want to make sure that you cover your lashes in mascara a lot, because if you have shimmer still on your shadows peeking through, it doesn't look right. Sparkly lashes, like, they don't look cute. Unless that's the look you're going for, then I mean, all the power to you. Like, if I were to do this and then I wanted to apply a little bit more shimmer, I'd have to go back in with black mascara because it will somehow get on your lashes. I'll be using my Becca, what's the name? Champagne Pop. So I'm gonna go in with highlight. Something that happens to me all of the time is I'll get it on the end of my liner. And I hate that because then it doesn't show up. So you want to just be careful to not overlap your black eyeliner. Exactly where I told them to get it to. I'm going to go ahead and use my Fenty Beauty lip gloss because I love this lip gloss. Yes. So I'm going to bring you in closer. Ooh, too close, too close, too close. So this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you learned something new. You know, thank you so much for checking out my video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And, you know, comment anything else you guys want to see. If you want to see another tutorial or a review on drugstore products or me doing someone else's makeup, let me know. If you like this look, please subscribe to my channel and I will be posting more videos hopefully as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys. Mwah.